So the next question that we have up is placing a stop entry order. And so in this case, this would be a buy stop entry, right? And of course, we're going to buy that buy stop, at the high there, right? So actually, let me use a little square. There we go, right? So we're going to place a buy stop at the high, right, of the closed bar. And then, if price goes down, then we want the buy stop to trail down here. And actually, that's not a good example. Let me find something better. Okay, here's something a little better, right? So let's say, we place a buy stop, and the buy stop starts trailing down. And so when it gets down to here, right? So let me replace this with a line now. So when that order moves down here, right? And so one of the caveats that Cameron's asking is about, let's see, I see exactly how this is phrased here. Yeah, so just to kind of summarize here, the way this question is phrased is that the bar has to close above the previous bar here. But if we have a buy stop resting right there, so my question is, Cameron, when price comes up, and hits your buy stop, how are you preventing that buy stop from getting filled, right? Even though this bar did not close above it, right? So that's the question, is how are you preventing this buy stop from getting filled, even though this bar did not close above the previous bar's high? Cameron says, that's what he wants me to answer. I'm sorry, buddy. That's for you to figure out. We don't solve problems like that. It sounds like, Cameron, that you really need to read up on what a stop order is. It sounds like you don't understand the exchange's definition of a stop order, which we do get a lot here. I'm kind of surprised at how many traders don't understand the technical definition of a limit order or the technical definition of a stop order, and what the exchange rules and requirements are for those two different types of orders. Yeah, so Cameron, you should probably talk to your broker and or go check Investopedia. Investopedia is a good source on technical information, on market information. Yeah, it's a good source for technical information on trading information, so to say. Yeah. So Cameron's thinking we might have a solution around that. Sorry, buddy. Software cannot circumvent exchange rules. No. So, all right. So anyways, yeah. So this question here, that one technical part of preventing the stop order from being filled, that, we can't do that. We don't have a way to dictate to the exchange what they can and can't do. So, but as far as trailing a stop order here, so I will answer this question because I was looking for a good video on trailing a entry order here, and I couldn't find a real simple, basic video on just trailing a stop entry order, right? Which is kind of the basics of what traders usually want. So if a trader is going to use a stop for an entry order, usually they want it to trail, and I couldn't find a good video on that, right? So for example, let's say come on, we get a long entry order here, and so we place a buy stop at the high of the bar, and then of course if the market keeps going down, then the buy stop is to keep trailing down as the bars keep trailing down. So I couldn't find a good, just simple video on just this one, simple concept. All the videos that I found had more complex rules attached to it. So let's at least kind of create a video on doing that, on how to trail a buy stop order down, or if it's a sell stop, right? So let's see, we have a sell stop right there, right? So we get a short signal comes in, and so we put a sell stop at the bottom of the bar. But if price keeps coming up, then we want to trail that sell stop up and up. So yeah. All right, so let's show how to do that, and that's really easy to do as well here. So all right, let's clear everything out. Let's start from scratch, right? So starting our order set, we want to use a stop entry, right? And then we'll open that up, and let's go to the options tab, and in the initial placement, right? So we don't want the stop order to go at the closing price. So if it's a long trade, we want that stop order to go at the high. And you might want to add a tick or two. So if you just want it at the high, then obviously, set your offset to 0. But a lot of people usually want their order, 1 or maybe 2 ticks above the high, right? So again, that's going to be a positive number to put the buy stop above the high, right? So you take the high plus positive 2 ticks, or 1 tick. So we'll just leave it at 1 tick. And then if it's a sell, right, a short position, then the entry order would go at the low minus 1 tick, right? So that's already set up for us automatically there. So, all right, so that's the initial placement. And now we just need to set up the trailing roll in case the market goes down on a buy or the market goes up on a sell. So let's go into the trailing actions, and we're going to change the mode to custom. And so now we can create a custom trailing roll here. So, all right, so there you go. So we're going to trail the bar high or low. So there's no trigger because we want the trailing to take place immediately. So we can just jump straight to the action. And the action is we want to move our stop entry order to, let's see, not the last price, but for a long trade, we want to move it to the high price plus that 1 tick. And we can see the short side has been set up for us automatically. So if it's a sell, right, it'd go to the low minus 1 tick, right? And that's it. So it was that simple. And then the last thing is the repeat, right? So if the market keeps going down, then obviously we want that stop entry order to keep trailing down. So the repeat needs to be set to indefinitely. So, and that's it. So let's see. Well, let's see what happens on a second chart here. So let's go long. There we go. There's our entry right there. There you go. Our entry just trailed down. And it looks like we're going to get another trailing down as the market continues to go down. There we go. Boom. So now at that high right there. And it looks like we're going to get another trail down. There we go. Cool. And bingo, we got filled. All right, so there we have it. So trailing an entry order, until it gets filled. Pretty straightforward there.